Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauravata Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 16. We are hearing the beautiful prayers that the Nagapatnis are offering to Lord Krishna. Namo Guna Pradipaya
Namo Guna Pradipaya
Gunatma Chadanaya Cha
Gunatma Chhadanaya Cha
Guna Vritti Upalakshyaya
Guna Vritti Upalakshaya
Guna Drashtre Swasamvide.
Guna Drishtre Swasamvide.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Obeisances to you, O Lord, who manifest varieties of material and spiritual qualities. You disguise yourself with the material qualities, and yet the functioning of those same material qualities ultimately reveals your existence. You stand apart from the material qualities as a witness and can be fully known only by your devotees. The word guna conveys various meanings. The three basic qualities of material nature, that is, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Excellent qualities one manifests because of piety and spiritual advancement, or the internal senses, such as the mind and intelligence. The word pradipaya means unto him who manifests or illumines. Thus here the Nagapatnis are addressing the Supreme Lord as he who manifests all material and spiritual qualities, and who causes the living entities to be conscious. So, the gunas, goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are the three material qualities. They are created by Krishna. And Krishna is expanding as Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, the controller of these three modes. So here the Nagapatnis, they understand that Krishna is the creator of these three modes of nature. And they are saying you are the one who's created all the material qualities and of course all the spiritual qualities. And who causes the living entities to be conscious. We exist because Krishna exists. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is supremely conscious. We are individually conscious, minutely conscious. One can see the Lord by going beyond the screen of material nature, and therefore he is called Gunatma Chadanaya. If one methodically and intelligently studies the functioning of the material qualities, he will ultimately conclude that there is a supreme personality of Godhead, and that he exhibits his illusory potency to bewilder those who do not surrender unto him. So what happens is we get so caught up in the material world. But if we actually try to understand how this material world is functioning, we will understand that God exists. Like for example, of a computer. If we just get bewildered how it works, we'll be lost in it. But if we can understand, oh, there is a manufacturer. Somebody's created this laptop. But for anything, our mobile phone, there's some creator, some manufacturer is there. Um, Likewise, it goes for anything and everything that we see here in the material world. So who is the creator of the universe? If we try to understand the working of the universe, then we'll understand, God is the creator. He exists before the creation. The Lord is never affected by the modes of nature, being their witness, and thus he is called Gunadrashtre.
Shilpa ji, just one question. In
Hmm.
this, when we read that this part,
Hmm.
so कोई भी व्यक्ति भौतिक प्रकृति के आवरण से ऊपर उठकर, in the purport, when you
Mm-hmm.
just finished that and when you started, in the
Mm-hmm.
inverted brackets, कोई भी
Mm-hmm.
व्यक्ति on methodical and intelligent studies, this one, so कोई भी व्यक्ति भौतिक प्रकृति के आवरण से ऊपर उठकर ही श्री भगवान का दर्शन कर सकता है, इसीलिए उसे गुणात्म छंदाय कहा गया है. So like
Mm.
we need to cross over these three qualities and only then we can understand God, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we have to raise, like how we say we have to come on the platform of Vishuddha Sattva,
Ah, yeah.
right? That's
That's
what.
right.
Okay.
Y- Yeah. And then how are we going to raise ourselves? Because we are caught up in the mode. So how are we going to
Hmm.
raise ourselves to the mode of Vishuddha Sattva? How?
By hearing and chanting and remember
Yeah,
serving, devotional service, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bhagavatam also those verses are there, right? That
Hmm.
uh, this one, Narayanam Namaskritya, and then
Hmm.
by serving the Bhagavad,
Hmm.
uh, all that is troublesome to the heart goes away. And gradually the modes of passion and ignorance goes away. One comes to the mode of goodness. One continues hearing and chanting. One comes to the state of pure goodness, and at that point one can understand God.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now one may think that even God is, as we are bound by the modes of nature, we are acting according to the modes of nature. We are forced to act according to the modes of nature. So one may think, oh, even God is like that. When God comes to the material world, he's also bound by the modes of nature. He's also working on the platform of goodness, maybe material goodness. But that's not true. Krishna never gets bound by the modes of nature. The modes can never act on him. He's a controller of the modes. He never takes a material body. His body is spiritual, transcendental. So he's a witness. Krishna is, he says in Bhagavad Gita that I am the overseer and the permitter. He's the Paramatma in our heart. He's witnessing everything that's happening. But he's not implicated by it, or he doesn't get bound by it. The word swa indicates one's own, and thus swasambhade means that Lord Krishna can be known only by his own people, the devotees, and also that ultimately only the Lord can know himself perfectly. Therefore, we should take Lord Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita and immediately come to the right conclusion. Full surrender to the Lord's lotus feet. So, how can we understand Krishna? How can we understand God? By hearing about Him from the devotees. That is a correct way to understand God. If we try to understand God only by our mental speculation, we're never going to understand God. Just as if I want to know you, Neha, I want to know, oh, what is the best dish you like to eat? It's easiest is I will ask you, my dear Neha, what do you like to eat the best? Instead of going and asking some other third person. Third person may just have a guess, a second guess, unless they've heard from you directly, if you have told them directly. That's the way we understand God also. God is speaking about himself in Bhagavad Gita. So we hear about him from the devotees, we hear about him from Bhagavad Gita. That's the way we understand him. Otherwise, it's all mental speculation. And we can understand God to the degree that He allows us to understand Him. Because after all, Krishna, He's unlimited and we are tiny, infinitesimal. So only He can know Himself perfectly. Thus, we should humbly glorify the Lord, following the example of the Nagapatnis. Here we are seeing the Nagapatnis. They are great devotees. They are offering beautiful prayers to the Lord. And they are teaching us how to pray to Krishna. They are telling us Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord. They say you existed before the creation, you're the origin, you're the cause of all causes. So it's very beautiful. They understand Krishna's position as God, as one without a second. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Avyakrita viharaya
अव्याकृता विहाराय
sarva vyakrita siddhaye
सर्वव्याकृतसिद्धये
Rishikesha namastestu
ऋषिकेश नमस्तस्तु
munaye mona shilane.
मुनये मौनशीलिने.
O Lord Rishikesh, Master of the senses, please let us offer our obeisances unto you, whose pastimes are inconceivably glorious. Your existence can be inferred from the necessity for a creator and revealer of all cosmic manifestations. But although your devotees can understand you in this way, to the non-devotees you remain silent, absorbed in self-satisfaction. So here Krishna is referred to as Rishikesh, Rishikesh, master of the senses. Krishna is a master of the senses. The Nagapatnis are saying, let us offer our obeisances unto you. Pastimes are inconceivably glorious. We cannot even understand Krishna's pastimes. We can understand to a tiny degree whatever understanding Krishna reveals to us. The pure devotees can understand Krishna's pastimes. The pure devotees, they go in ecstasy when they're hearing Bhagavatam. So your existence can be inferred from the necessity for a creator and revealer of all cosmic manifestations. So we can understand that Krishna exists by understanding this universe is existing. So who created the universe? Just as we keep saying, there is a creator for even our pen. We say, oh, which factory made it? Who's the manufacturer? So this entire universe, by this universe, we can understand God exists. He's the creator, revealer of all cosmic manifestations. Lord Brahma says also in Brahma Samhita that the sun is rising and setting, is in its orbit, because it's following the order of Lord Krishna. Under the rule of Lord Krishna, all the demigods are following their orbits, they're doing the necessary duties. So the devotees can understand this, but the non-devotees are not able to understand. Krishna does not reveal himself to the non-devotees. Why? Because they don't want to understand God. Somebody doesn't want to know us, we are not going to tell them about us. Sure, we may be cordial to them, we'll be social to them, but we're not going to reveal ourselves to them. We're not going to tell them more about us. So Krishna is the same way. The devotees want to know Krishna, so Krishna reveals himself. There are some who don't want to know Krishna, so Krishna remains neutral with them. Para ava, paravara gati kyaya,
परावरगतिज्ञाय
sarvadhyakshaya te namaha,
सर्व अध्यक्षाय ते नमः.
avish, avishvaya cha vishvaya,
अविश्वाय च विश्वाय
tadrashtresya cha hetave.
तद्दृष्टस्य च हेतवे.
Obeisances unto you, who know the destination of all things, superior and inferior, and who are the presiding regulator of all that be. You are distinct from the universal creation, and yet you are the basis upon which the illusion of material creation evolves, and also the witness of this illusion. Indeed, You are the root cause of the entire world. The word para and avara indicate superior, subtle elements and inferior gross ones. The words also indicate superior personalities, devotees of the Lord, and the inferior personalities who are aware of the glories of the Lord. Lord Krishna knows the destiny of all superior and inferior entities, animate and inanimate, and as the supreme absolute truth, he remains in his unique position above everything, as indicated by the word Sarvadhyakshaya. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. Everything is moving under the law of the Lord, under his supervision. Under his supervision, everything is moving, but he is not involved in it. He doesn't get implicated in it. He's just witnessing and arranging the things. Krishna knows the past, present, and future of all living entities. Is mentioned here superior entities and things, and also inferior. So avara, para and avara. Para superior, avara inferior. So superior subtle elements, the subtle elements, the ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, inferior gross one, earth, water, air, fire, superior personalities, devotees, inferior, mm, others who are not aware of the Lord. So Krishna knows everything of everyone. Nothing is hidden from him. He's the Paramatma in our heart. So he's witnessing everything. So he's the creator. The entire creation is resting on Krishna. Krishna says that, as the pearls are strung on the thread, we see a pearl necklace. The pearls are resting on a thread, but the thread is not to be seen. It's only the pearls that are seen. So similarly, we are seeing this universe, but we are not able to see Krishna's hand. But it's his law. By his law, nature is moving the way it's moving. The seasons are changing. The law of karma is working. The demigods are in their own orbits. It's all happening under Krishna's law. You are the root cause of the entire world. So he is the creator. So he makes the laws. He's the lawmaker. We create something. We create a company. So we are going to set up the laws of our company. This is our work ethics. This is what we are going to do. This is not what we are going to do. So Krishna is the creator of the material world. Everything is going on under his direction. Is that okay?
Yes.
So the Nagapatnis, they have very clear understanding of Krishna's position. That's why they are able to offer such prayers. They, right?
Yeah.
How will this go?
त्वं हि अस्य जन्म स्थितसंयमान विभो. I think like that, right?
That's right. Tvam hi asya janmasthiti samyaman vibho
त्वं हि अस्य जन्म स्थितिसंयमान विभो.
guner aniho kritakala shaktidre
गुणैर् अनीहो कृत्कालशक्तिधृक्.
tattat swabhavan pratibodayan satah
तत्तत् स्वभावन् प्रतिबोधयन् सतः.
samikshya moga vihara ihase.
समीक्ष्य मोघा विहार ईहसे.
O Almighty Lord, although you have no reason to become involved in material activity, still you act through your eternal potency of time to arrange for the creation, maintenance, and destruction of this universe. You do this by awakening the distinct functions of each of the modes of nature, which before the creation lie dormant. Simply by your glance, you perfectly execute all these activities of cosmic control in a sporting mood. Skeptics may question why the Supreme Lord has created the material world, which is full of birth, maintenance, and death. Here the Naga Patnis point out that the Lord's pastimes are amoga, beyond any discrepancy. Sri Krishna actually desires that all conditioned souls live with him in his eternal kingdom, but those forgetful souls who are inimical to their loving relationship with God must go to the material world and be subjected to the conditions of time. The fortunate conditioned souls are startled into remembrance of their actual position as loving servants of the Lord, and from within the heart, the Lord then encourages them to come back home, back to Godhead, where time is conspicuous by its absence, and where eternal blissful existence supersedes the dramatic but disturbing functions of cosmic creation and annihilation. So time, Krishna says, time I am, the destroyer of the three worlds, right? In the material world, time has a destroying potency. With time, everything diminishes, vanishes, right? We are born, we stay for some time, and then we're going to die. We are seeing that all around us. Time is the supreme will of the Lord. This time, by time and with the interaction of the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, all this creation is taking place. We heard in the beginning of creation, Lord Vishnu glances at the material nature. Material nature, she was lying dormant, she was sleeping. Creation had not yet happened. And Lord Vishnu, he glances at her. That glance is time. And by this glance, the modes get agitated, the creation take place, the creation happens for some time, is maintained, and then it will be destroyed. So time is the impersonal feature of Krishna, is the all-merciful will of Krishna. By time reveals Krishna's most merciful will. And how is that? Because each and every one of us have a loving relationship with Krishna. Each of us here are in the material world only temporarily. Eventually, we all have to go back home, back to Godhead, to be with Krishna. This material, then people will say, then, well, why are we here? There's so much suffering here. Why did God create this material world for us to suffer? It's because we have forgotten God. We have forgotten Krishna. We wanted to live separate from Him. And that's not possible in the spiritual world. So He created this material world for us. So we can pretend that God does not exist. Or we may pretend that we are God. But anyway, this is a place for us to correct our consciousness, to come to the right consciousness, to understand, oh, I have a very loving relationship with Krishna. Why am I wasting my time here? I need to go back to the Lord. I need to be with Him, to revive our loving relationship with God. That's the reason Krishna has created this material world, for us to get out of this material world and go back to Him, be with Him.
So
Is
just
that it?
one clarification in this, Shilpaji.
Yeah.
So like when you said that time is the most merciful feature of Krishna, that means that when we come in this material world, each one of us has a loving relation, and with the passing of time and with our surrender, we understand that relation, and then we can correct our conscience and go back to Godhead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And
In
you
the
also
short
said there was
term, we are
glance.
not able to understand how is Krishna's will merciful, how come so many
Okay.
bad things are happening.
Hmm.
We are not able to understand if we look at only a small point. But if we look at the bigger picture, then we will be able to understand. Like we take a puzzle, we take only one small puzzle piece, we won't understand what is this. But if we look at the entire puzzle, all the pieces in its place, then we understand the full picture.
Hmm.
So everything is happening under the will of Krishna. That is represented by time. Sorry, you were saying something.
Um, I was also saying everything happens, like you said that everything happens under will of Krishna, and that's time, right?
Yeah.
And time represents, right?
Hmm.
So you also said that glance is time, like when the
Yeah.
Vishnu Mahavishnu glances, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Vishnu's glance.
Mm.
And the whole creation is taking place with that.
Mm.
In the spiritual world, time does not have its deteriorating effect. In the material world, time has a deteriorating effect, right? Birth
Yeah.
date, death date, manufacture date, expiry date.
Mm.
Everything has expiry date in the
Mm.
material world. So
Mm.
it's with the passing of time, right?
Yeah.
Baby is one just born. Okay, we'll say newborn. But then 1 day old, we start calling the baby old already. One
Mm.
day old.
Mm. Mm.
How time has its deteriorating effect. Time has started already. But in the spiritual world, it's not like that. Time is actually eternal.
Mm.
Time is eternal. Spiritual world is eternal. So there is no deterioration effect of time in the spiritual world. That's why it says time is conspicuous by its absence. But time is eternal, so how is it conspicuous by its absence? It doesn't have the deterioration effect. Everything is eternal in the spiritual world. When we go back there, we will understand it more, yeah. When we go back to Golok Vrindavan. It's saying where eternal blissful Sachidananda, eternal blissful existence supersedes the dramatic but disturbing functions of creation and annihilation. So spiritual world is Satchidananda, eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge. So just being there, you're not gonna bother anymore about this material world. Just gonna be happy there
Hare
with
Krishna. So
Krishna
that
and
means
all
in
the
the
devotees. Hare
sorry,
Krishna.
sorry, sorry. Sir.
No, no, no,
Yeah. So
please.
so that means in the spiritual world there's no annihilation, creation, and because it's eternal
Yeah, it's
right,
always
existence.
always existing. There are no
And
annihilation. All the
and
Vaikuntha
also
planets.
okay. And
Mm,
now like there's so much of unrest in the world is because people have forgotten God.
that's right. That's right. We as a society have moved away from God consciousness. We've forgotten that God is the Supreme Lord, our Supreme Father. We are all His children. We should live with each other peacefully, happily, cooperate with each other. Yeah. And use this life to revive our relationship with God. That's why there is so much need for Bhagavatam to be spread now even more and more, you know. We have been hearing throughout Bhagavatam how to live peacefully, right? How we do our duties, whatever we need to do, but at the same time, we cultivate spiritual knowledge. We hear and chant Krishna's names. Yeah, so much needed now. Okay,
Yeah.
shall we stop here?
Okay. Yes.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you all for listening.